Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Tim Meyer, here for the Romeo Sports Recap, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. And before we begin, a word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvromeo@gmail.com. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tim Meyer, and welcome to the Romeo Sports Recap. Today, we're going to talk a little boys varsity basketball, and we have Coach Randy France here from the Romeo varsity basketball team. And welcome to the show, Randy.
Thank you for having me.
Just give us a little idea of how you got involved in the Romeo basketball program.
Well, basically, I've been pestering Coach Marr for about 5 or 6 years now, and he finally agitated him enough that he let me in about 3 years ago. So this is my third year with the program.
And how have you sort of fit in? How's your role?
Well, basically, I'm an assistant at all three levels. I try to help out on all three levels. My main purpose is the JV team, so I do a lot of coaching for them, and I just try to help out anywhere I possibly can with these guys.
And what is your basketball background?
I've been playing since probably six years old, so I've played on every level possible. I just enjoy the sport. It's a great sport. I believe in brotherhood and sticking together, and that's what basketball does for people.
Definitely a team sport.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. Where'd you go to high school? Where did you play?
Actually went to Utica Eisenhower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you play?
I graduated in 92.
Oh, okay. So that would have been probably my first year down there covering them for Shelby TV. So, okay. And who's some of the guys you played with down there?
Actually, Coach Brian Zavi-Rujas coaches at Romeo now for the girls team. He's an head coach on JV and an assistant on Varsity, and would be one of the guys that we played with down there.
Mm-hmm. And coming out to Romeo, what's your impression of the program, or what do you think we're kind of doing right up here?
I think we're building a program. We're starting to get a little more continuity from the 7th grade level up. We're trying to include more of the younger kids, and the coaching is trying to get on the same page, that each level teaching the exact same thing. So by the time they do make the varsity, we're just working on timing and our sharpness as opposed to trying to teach them all over again every year.
Now, I've talked to Coach Cushenberry at some of the games and stuff, and when we've had our conversation, he's very big on the fundamentals. How about yourself? Do you teach that?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, if we play good defense and we box out, I always say scoring is the last option. It's the cherry on top of the sundae. If you go out there and you hustle, you box out, you set screens, you dive on the floor, you take every possession as a personal battle of a one-on-one and a 5-on-5, the scoring just comes naturally after that. So we have to definitely stick with the fundamentals.
Let's talk about this year's team. You won a couple of games here heading into the tournament. What's your take of the way the team is performing right now?
They're really coming together. I think they can make a run. So they're playing really strong. They're playing as a team. We talked to them about playing for each other more so than anything else, and enjoying themselves and making memories, but not leaving anything out. So giving a maximum effort and leaving everything on the court. I think they're coming together, and we're going to be a tough out for anybody.
Now, you're aware of Coach Cushenberry and the legacy, and his brother, Clyde, and Zach Fowler, and these guys from back in the 70s. I can remember, because I went to Eisenhower too as well, and I can remember we were beating them back in the 70s, and Marv comes down, he hits a couple of long shots. They're hitting them from everywhere. All of a sudden, they just started hitting from everywhere, stole the game or won the game, and beat us pretty good. But that legacy, is that difficult for you to kind of fit in with those guys? Because I know they're kind of tight.
You know what? I just help out anywhere I possibly can. I'm here for the team, for the boys. helping them become men. So anything I can do to help out is where I pick up. I'm basically water. I find a place to settle, and I do what's necessary.
Well, that's good. That's a good analogy. Go with the place of least resistance and fill it, right? Um, how the team started the season. It's been a kind of a rough season for the most part. I mean, I like that they're starting to trend up. The trend is going up. But what did you think at the beginning of maybe the first 10 games of the season? I mean, what were your thoughts then?
Well, we needed to work on a few things and get some of the bugs out, really, and start to believe in each other. And once they started to believe in each other and they showed the passion, they have the passion, they have the will, they have the want to win, and they started believing in the offensive sets and defense and really hustling and putting that effort together, everything just kind of melded together, and that's why we're here now.
Well, let's go through. You have a list of players there.
Yeah.
And just go through those players. We'll do like a shotgun round here, where you just go through the players and just whatever comes to your mind as far as their, talents and how they fit in with the Romeo team.
All right, so we're going to start with Ben Stojanowski. So we're going to have to say long last names, get those out of the way early. He's a competitor. I've been coaching him and actually known him for a long time through basketball leagues, and I've always had my eye on him, lucky enough to coach him. Doesn't want to lose. So that's what I love about him. And he's very coachable. He's easy to work with. And like I said, he takes everything personal. So I love that about him. And next we go to Jake Watson, who is our force in the middle. And basically, when Jake shows up, we win. So we need Jake to come up with fire and finish. And he's got a little edge on him, and that's what I love about him. I need somebody like that on my team who's not, doesn't want to back down. So we got to have somebody like that, and we'll win. So next is Sal Leone. He's a big man that is in the middle who needs a little more playing time, a little more seasoning, and needs to work on a few things. But he is going to be an asset for us in the future. He can shoot like nobody's business. So we love Sal. And then next is the team leader, Aiden Tagg, which I know you're going to talk to shortly. We're unfortunate to have an injury with him early, probably cost us, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 wins playing without him. He's the engine. He's the oil. He's the gas. He makes everything go. He keeps everybody calm. He knows what's going on. And when he's on his game, we are tough to beat. Next is Aiden Camigo, and he is lights out. Super athletic, has got an unbelievable jump shot, and really opens up the offense for us when he starts hitting from the outside, because we start getting lanes and everything becomes a little bit easier.
They come out, the defense comes out after you.
Yeah, everything gets really easy when he's on fire, so which happens quite a bit actually. So after that is Brody Hare. He comes off the bench, and he is a little bit like Aiden Camigo in a sense that he can shoot lights out. He's a junior. He's got a promising future for us also. And next is Ricky Hussey, who is, I call him our charge. He comes off the bench and gives us everything he's got. And I love that about him. He's a little undersized for playing in the post, but it doesn't stop him from going at everyone and anybody. So after that, we have Victor Earl, who is our resident football player, who is going to play football for Central Michigan next year. And Victor he's the guy that comes in there and pushes people around and plays football and basketball at the same time. So every team needs a guy like that. He's got a great attitude.
But an enforcer, you'd say.
Yeah, he's got a great attitude. The kids love him. So after that is Santino Magnoli. He is actually, I believe, a sophomore, and he's been playing up with these guys and also playing for me on JV, so he's getting a little bit of both. He's learning on the job, and he's gotten considerably better over the year. And next is Andrew Chesky, T as we call him. And Andrew has been around on Varsity for a couple of years now too. Strong defender, on-ball defender, hates to lose, wants to compete, takes every possession personal. So I love to see that about him. Next is Alex Kelly, who is kind of our do-it-all everything guy in the middle. Alex is super athletic. He can jump out of the gym. He's got long arms, quick bounce. He can score. He's got a promising future for the program. And between him and Ben next year, they should be leading our team. I look forward to that. McGuire Gwynn is another guy who's been on varsity for 3 years. Really gives it his all. He's a good attribute to the team. He's really vocal as far as calling out plays from the bench or wherever he's at. He's a good talker on defense and really gets after it. And then Austin H, Agent H, is be a big part of our future next year. Got lights out game. He can shoot. Just needs a little bit more time to grow. So, and he'll be really strong next year also.
There's some moments this year that maybe stick out to you that a game or something where you probably won't forget anytime too soon, or at least will be a highlight for the season. What would that be? What game do you think that is?
Well, I would say the first half of the Utica game where we came out really, really strong. Utica is 20-0. They haven't lost a game. We were beating them at halftime. We really had a lot of momentum, and I don't know what happened here at halftime, but we lost a little of our momentum, and I think I took it upon myself to really motivate the players as somebody who isn't with them every day at practice, but knows them, loves them, respects them, only wants the best for them. So leading from that to our Port Huron Northern game, which we probably didn't have a chance of winning, and came out and just blew them out of the water. I think it was 29-4 at one point in that game. They were never in the game, and that seemed to be a game where we really turned the corner and started playing up to our potential.
When this team is clicking, what does that look like? What does that mean?
Well, on the offensive side, it's side to side. It's moving the ball. It's a lot of screens, a lot of cuts, letting the process happen, letting the plays mature, not trying to force anything, and improvising and being basketball players. So the play isn't the play. Like I say, if they see something that's better, I want them to take it, and they're starting to really react like that. As far as the defensive end goes, the intensity, the boxing out, everybody hitting the boards, diving on the floor, and hard fouls. I've never been afraid of making people earn their 2 points at the free throw line. So I encourage that. I want them to earn it, and these guys have taken to that, and we don't back down from anybody.
Where do you see this team next year?
Next year? Well, a lot of the guys that you're going to talk to next are going to be gone, and they're going to be tough to replace. We have a lot of potential to come forward. I think we have a lot of leaders that are out there right now that put in extra time, even come to the JV practice or the freshman practice and try to get shots up. They pester me on Saturdays to open the gym up for them, which I happily oblige just because I want them in the gym than playing video games or anything else. So they know what they need to do. I think it was a good learning process from this year. We're going to go into this off season with a lot of summer leagues and a lot of camps, and we're just going to try to get better every single day.
Yeah, and definitely about being in the gym and just shooting. It is muscle memory, and you like former NBA great Rick Barry would go and he'd shoot like 500 balls.
Has to be done every day.
Yeah,
my son is eventually going to come through the program, and I left him at practice right now to come up here and do this interview. So he's actually with the JV team practicing right now, and he knows that. And the 7th and 8th grade group that are coming up, they have a great group. They have shown a lot of potential. The 9th graders are big and physical, and they can shoot. And the 10th graders, they did a good job of coming along and probably played their best game of the season yesterday, which was the last game of the season. So we have a lot of potential here.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us, and we'll be right back with some of the player interviews after this. Before we continue, here on the Romeo Sports Recap Show, a word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvromeo@gmail.com. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Romeo Sports Recap Show. I'm joined by my guests here, Jake Watson and Aiden Tagg. And these guys are both seniors on the varsity basketball team. And tell us, what positions are you playing?
I play the 5.
I'm the point guard.
What's the 5?
Center.
That's a news
center.
show on Fox, isn't it? The 5? No. Oh, center.
Yeah,
So they call it the
1's
five.
the point guard, the 5's the
Okay,
center.
you're 1 and you're 5.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit about how you guys get started playing basketball. Jake?
It's been my dad kind of installed it in me at a really young age, honestly, and I kind of just have stuck with it ever since. And it's always just been spent throughout my life. Fell in love with the contact part of it, honestly, banging around in the post and.
For the people that don't know, Jake is a tight end in the football team,
Yes, sir. So
and so banging is in
yeah, like being in the trenches.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's good. And how about you, Aiden?
I've been playing since I was 3 in diapers. I had a little Tykes hoop in my living room, so I've been
That way, had a Nerf ball hoop in the crib or what?
yeah. And then when I was about 10, I got a real life size hoop up in my wall at my dad's house. So that's helped me.
And so your dad must be really tall, and your dad must be kind of short.
Yeah.
Is that
Exactly.
very
Very
accurate?
accurate.
Okay, it's in the genes, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get in the game, the thoughts that are going in your mind. I mean, I know coaches yelling at you and wanting you to do certain things, but sometimes you're focused on what's in front of you, which is in the court. What is going through your mind when you get in there?
It's mainly to execute the plays that's been installed throughout the week and to not, at the same time, not getting too robotic and still being able to move with the flow and catch things off the fly because, a backdoor cut happens. You got to be able to see that. So.
And Aiden, how about you? You're the point guard, so you have to be almost the right arm of the coach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I'm out there, I'm an extension of Coach Marv, so he's expecting me to make every play that he would make. So it's a big.
He made a lot of great
responsibility.
ones.
Oh yeah. I've heard a lot of stories from him about his playing days and
Yeah,
how I remind
play.
him
That's
of
how
him.
old I am. I've seen him play, so
Yeah.
I know that he's capable
Mhm.
of. But and he also had 5 sons that played
Right.
here that
Right.
were pretty good. They're okay. They're
Yeah.
pretty decent. No, they were really good, and I remember in the league going around the MAC Red when they were in it that these guys were a force to be reckoned with. And but anyway, you're at the point position. It's a lot of pressure there because you're playing against the other team's point guards, and they tend to be quicker, fast, and
Mhm.
always bothering you. I mean, how do you handle the hand checks and the reaching in and things like that? What techniques do you use?
With this being my 4th year on varsity, I've kind of gotten used to that, especially when I was younger. I've always been small, so I've always been getting bumped around and having bigger people guarding me. I've had to figure out how to use my size to my advantage, kind of use my speed as leverage over people. So I'm all about finding angles to drive and attack, and then finding my teammates is a big part of my game. I'm a big facilitator.
And you try to watch to see if they're cutting towards a hoop. Or,
Right. Yep. Always.
Okay. So you guys had a little rough start this year, but it looks like you're on the upswing, as we discussed with Coach Randy. What do you attribute the rough start to?
We started out, we were 3-0 coming out this season, and then he went down, which he's our facilitator,
What happened to
like
you?
He said.
And in our 3rd or 4th game at Lance Cruz North, I went up for a layup and got undercut and fell on my face.
Oh.
Fractured my face right here, fractured my maxilla, and had to get stitches right here.
Didn't affect your eyesight though.
No,
Oh,
but
good.
I was out for 6 weeks, so I missed probably 7, 8, 9 games, I think it was. So that really hurt us early on in the year. But I mean, with me coming back, we've looked like a whole different team, and now that we've got everything set up now. We've got a 30-point wins, 3 straight wins now. So I mean, we're on a good pace going into playoffs.
And Jake, like you were saying, I kind of cut you off there, but finish what you were saying about your impression of why it was.
Yeah. When we lose him, it was just losing like a big piece of our offense that we'd had every year, every game, and we hadn't had to, worry and try to fill in a position for him. So we had to bring one of our younger guys up, which is Ben, who's over there to talk to next, and he stepped up big time, being able to take care of the ball while he was out and still keep us in games and stuff like that. So I mean, ever since he's come back, it's definitely been trending upwards.
And as of late, you guys are playing
Yeah.
a lot better. You've been winning more. What do you attribute that to? We won't talk about the Dakota game.
Yeah. That was
I don't know what happened there, but I know what happened there. I showed up to watch, and that probably so I'm going to stay away. Maybe you guys will do good, but what do you attribute that to? I mean,
recently we've been practicing extra hard, just getting after it, going at each other even harder during practices, like seniors versus underclassmen. That's really brought out a competitive edge between both sides there, obviously, and I feel like that's made us a lot better recently. Especially we've been playing a lot tougher defense, rebounding a lot better, which is huge for us because we're a smaller team. So boxing out and rebounding is a huge factor to our wins.
Mm-hmm.
And so
yeah,
I mean, everything's kind of just all culminating, coming together at the right time.
And Jake, in practice? Who's the guy you hate going against?
Me and Victor battle it out down there. We both, both football players. I definitely had the most fun going against Victor, making each other better because we can use basketball to get us better at football as well. So,
how about you, Aiden?
I would say the hardest person in practice is probably we have a kid named Ryan who comes out. He's not on the team, but he comes out and he practices with us, and he goes 110% every single practice. So I got to give him credit because he's definitely made me better over this year.
I hate those type of guys.
Yeah.
I had a practice until I was more of like, I'll turn it on when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, and that's why I'm still sitting here today. My career went, Hey, what do you guys, what are your interests besides basketball? What kind of interests do you have, and where do you think you might want to go to school if you go to school, or occupation you might want to try to do?
I love golfing as well outside of it, but my number one sport has been football my whole life and stuff. So I've been going on college visits and everything, and I'm trying to study business, and I've just been trying to find the right school that fits me so far. So haven't committed anywhere yet, but I'm just keeping my options open as of right now.
And
yeah, I'm also kind of using basketball as my directional. Like, I'm just gonna let it take me where it takes me. To be honest, like, I'm looking at what offers I'm getting, gonna take whatever one's gonna offer me the most money, gonna go play, figure out what I want to do. I'm looking to play at the next level. That's what I'm looking for.
and an area of interest that you might want to study.
Right now at Romeo, I'm studying business,
Mhm.
kind of through our pathway. So I'm most likely gonna go into that.
And how about girlfriends? No girlfriends during the season?
I've had one for the long haul, so
Oh, okay.
year and a half on my end.
Yeah, not me.
I don't know. Yeah, so he's focused. You gotta. Anyway, guys, hey, thanks for stopping by, and I wish you best of luck in the tournament and in the future in basketball.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm here with a couple more Romeo varsity basketball players, Ben Stojanovsky and Andrew Taseski. And guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
I'd just like to ask you, first off, what position you play? And
I play like combo guard, like the point guard and shooting guard. So when Aiden's out there, I'm kind of more the two. So yeah.
how about you?
Mainly small forward. I mean, I pretty much played every position this year so far, down to the point guard of the center, but don't really play post that much. Just mainly small forward. So,
Small forward?
Yeah.
Power? Would you say you're a power forward?
More the guard side, I think. So yeah.
How did you get started in basketball? Where did you pick up the game?
Just playing pickup with my brother back in old 07, right when I was 1 year old, just throwing the ball around. I don't know. Yeah, and then getting in the leagues. Obviously when I was little, rec league, stuff like that, and ended up just playing a little bit AAU here and there, and played a little church league. Me and Ben both played same church league, St. Mary's Orthodox Church. Played against each other, with each other all the time for years. So, and then high school came around, middle school, stuff like that. So, just regular track of high school sports, and now I'm here. So,
Well, tell me a little bit about how you got on the Romeo team and what interested you for going out to basketball for Romeo.
For Romeo, well, I was a transfer here. In this ninth grade, I came into Romeo, so I just been like that summer I was just going to every camp and everything that Romeo had, and I was just getting acclimated with the team, and then I've just been here ever since and just practicing. And
What do you like about this team?
I just like the bond that we're kind of having. We formed a great bond this season. We've been I just like the togetherness. We go into every game just playing for each other, and that's what I like the best.
How about you, man?
Same thing. I mean, our chemistry, I say, is one of our best traits. Like we're all we have a good bond. Obviously, start of the season wasn't too hot, but I mean that didn't take away anything that happened at practice. Just bonding with the team, playing with each other for sure. So
And your guys that I mean, do you count on those guys?
Yeah.
yeah, like we have their backs, they have ours. Like anything that happens. So
Yeah, every game we like I said, we just always got each other's backs, and we're not gonna let another team like
push us
push us
around.
around. Yeah.
What do you see this basketball team? How would you describe this team?
Fun. I think that's the first word that comes to my mind. I think fun. Obviously we're competitive. Like when we get competitive at practice, we can get real competitive. But describing it, just we all play with each other, play off each other's backs, and that's what really helps us.
Yeah, I was gonna say competitive. We at practice, we go hard every practice.
Some bloodshed in
Yeah.
practice?
Oh,
Is that what you're
sometimes,
saying?
Yeah, every practice, yeah, and every game we just go on to win, try to win every single game.
Yeah.
So yeah, competitive.
It's always the mindset.
And so it's almost been a tale of two seasons, really. First half, maybe not so hot, but the second half is pretty good. It looks like you guys are peaking a little bit before the tournament. Kind of describe what may be causing this.
Well, I think we had a little stretch of games like Port Huron Northern and in the second half and New Haven, and like we really just those two games were really tough games. We come out beating both of them like pretty good, and I think that was like the turning point of the season, because ever since then it's just been an uphill climb, and yeah, that's really our main
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, we were just at that point, like when we lost Take for those stretch of games, like we were just, when he came back, we were just tired of losing. Like it was getting to a point where it's like, okay, what are we doing? Like, so, got our mindset correct, and came collect every game and had a mindset like we want to win this game. Obviously, that's what you're supposed to do, and we kind of did it in the second half. So, but there wasn't a game where I think that we couldn't have won.
Yeah.
Like we were close.
Yeah, we were.
to
Yeah.
beating so many teams.
There was well, there's a lot of
Yeah.
close games. I was looking on your schedule and the scores and things, and there were,
Play games.
Yeah, like
2, 3
Yeah.
points. Was,
Yeah, like Coach France said, that Utica one, that was probably the one that stuck out when Tate was
hurts.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hope you meet them again in the
I,
tournament?
yeah,
I hope
yeah.
so too, yeah. Because
Yeah.
we know, like, we could have beat them in
Yeah.
the regular season. So, I mean, why can't we beat them?
And he was out too, and
Yeah.
Aiden was out too as well. So I think, yeah, it'd be a good game to see them again in the tournament.
No doubt.
What do you think of the team this year overall? Like, what would you if you were going to describe the team? How would you describe this team?
We fight. Like, that's our main trait, obviously. If we go into a game and say Warren Lincoln, very aggressive team, they're gonna run the ball up and down the floor like no other. We're gonna give our best, and I think even if we do lose, and we know that this team is better than us technically, like we're not gonna give up.
I think, well, kind of the main thing was adversity. I think this team has dealt with adversity well, because obviously with the injuries, we've had a lot of them, and we've just done a great job, like just overall, overcoming them. And then now everybody's back, and it's gonna be good. It's good. Our team is, when we're all back, it's a good team.
How do you feel about going into the tournament with this team? I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, so we got Rochester first in the first round, and we got to do some film on them. We haven't watched them as a team, but yeah, we're expecting to win every single game, and we're just gonna go win every single game like it's a win or go home. So
Yeah.
you gotta all put it all out on the court.
Yeah, because they play Stony and
What kind of a style do they have? Do you know at all?
Rochester.
yeah.
I know they have a couple guards that are pretty good. I don't. Again, we gotta watch the film, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they play a similar style as Stony, like that whole
Yeah.
Rochester area.
Mhm.
I'm sure they're gonna run up and down the floor because a lot of teams are doing that this year.
Mhm.
A lot of fast teams, but we can adjust to that for sure.
So from this season, give me a moment that you'll never forget. Something, it could be something as stupid as somebody tying their shoes together, but or dumping over the water thing, or a big clutch shot or big play. What will you never forget?
Actually, last game against Anchor Bay,
Camigo.
I'll never forget. So our teammates Aiden Camigo, he just got it on the wing and just fast break and just
Threw it down.
just punched it, just dunked it, and that was probably, and we just all got hyped.
Because he's been trying to do it all year,
Yeah.
and it's just like a good moment.
And
for
his
him.
moment finally came, so that was a good moment.
It's a good moment.
Never forget that. How about is there another moment that you can remember that
I'm trying to think. Maybe
he come from behind wins or?
Port on Northern. That game was like, to know that team could shoot as well as they do, and then to come back and just shut them out. Like, it was like a totally different like aspect of what we played. Like, I don't even know. It didn't even seem like they were them.
Yeah, and
Did you surprise yourselves or?
yeah, because
Honestly, yeah. I mean,
we
knew we were capable of that though.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like we surprised ourselves in a way, but yeah.
and they were first place, I think, in in our division at the time, and they beat Warren Lincoln, and Warren Lincoln
killed us.
Yeah, beat us pretty bad, and then we just went in there, and I don't know, our defense was just on another level that
Do you
game.
think that was a big catalyst, a big key, the defense?
Yeah.
It was, because I think we only held them to like 12 points at the half, and
That does not happen often.
and we just, for them, they score a lot, and that was probably a big moment. Yeah.
Very good moment for the team.
So what do you guys want to do when basketball's over, or what do you think is maybe something that would interest you?
Like for the rest of the year for me, or like you're saying like
Moving on after basketball.
So I play baseball as well. But like when I'm done with high school, I'm obviously gonna try to play a sport in college, either basketball or baseball, and then because I like business and finance, so whatever. I haven't been looking into schools, so whatever deals with like the finance pathway, that's what I really enjoy. So
The next one, counting the beans.
yeah, that's right.
How about you, Ben?
I'm probably already made the decision. I'm gonna go to Wayne State and study computer science. So stay there. My brother goes there right now. He's gonna be a senior next year, so stay with him for a year and then figure it out after.
You can program and do all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm so old that we used to have like Cobalt and used to have these things and have to write programs. I said, I'll wait till I get voice control before I do that.
Yeah.
And your girlfriends are both gonna follow you, right?
I don't got one.
I have a girlfriend for 3.5 years almost, but
Well, can't you help him? Is that not gonna happen?
We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Well, next week we have the competitive cheer team on, so maybe
start looking, Ben.
maybe there's some possibilities there. Hey guys, I want to wish you the best of luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
coming
you.
on
Thank
the
you.
Romeo Sports Recap.
Thank you.
Just give a little update on what's happening out there. As you know, the guys basketball team that we just had on here, they finished the year at 9-13, heading into the MAC tournament. I'm going to play Rochester in about a week or so, and this show will air while they're doing that. But looks like they got a little upswing as they won their last couple of games here to end out the season, and maybe they're peaking at the right time for the tournament play. The Romeo boys varsity hockey team won the MAC championship. So congratulations to Coach Burke and the rest of them all.
for doing that, and they are going to head into the playoffs, and will probably face Eisenhower in their first round on about a week or so. So they're all playing really well. The hockey team is a good team to go see. Wrestling ended up the season at 24-12, and they get some guys that are going to go into the tournament. I think 6 guys will be going down there to Ford Field. It should be pretty exciting. We'll see how far they can go to see if they're going to be able to maybe pull off some state championships. And then we move to the girls basketball. They're doing really well. Girls are 15-6 on the year, and they're in the state playoffs. So, as a matter of fact, they're playing as this show is airing. So we'll have more updates next week about the girls basketball team really doing well. The Romeo swimming team, a little tough for them, but Connor Stone is swimming really well. They've lost a couple of meets in a row, but he's won like a 50-yard freestyle and a 100-yard freestyle race. He's doing really well. Also, Carter Vinson and Dylan Havlin have been swimming well also for Romeo. Again, they need divers, so that's a big key to getting points. So if they could get some divers, they could maybe win some of these closer ones. Romeo bowling, both the boys varsity and the girls varsity are in first place. They been out there a couple times to see them. They really are having fun, but they're also very competitive out there. And you saw some of our bowling shows earlier, but they have a good shot at going far here in the state tournament. So you got to watch out for Romeo bowling. And the wrestling team, we talked about those guys, and basketball, everything. It's coming together. Seems like almost all the teams are peaking a little bit, and there's some good individual athletes that Romeo has in all the sports that may get some good honors and maybe some scholarships for college. I'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Romeo Sports Recap. We'll see you next time right here on the Mitt TV.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this episode of the Romeo Sports Recap Show, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. You can subscribe to the Mitt TV YouTube page and click the notification bell to stay up to date on the latest episodes of the Romeo Sports Recap. Or you can find us on Spotify and follow our podcast, Romeo Sports Recap. From the Mitt TV, I'm Tim Meyer, signing off with a final word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvromeo@gmail.com.